It is the 2nd of September. This is Rabbi Furst, Mishna Berura.
Year is over, and now we're at the beginning of the beginning of the new year.
Right. That's one of the things that Steinberg, the Zechron would always make a comment that we refer to the New Year's Rosh Hashanah, not New Year's,
Right.
because the 2 days of Rosh Hashanah contain all the potentials for everything that's going to follow in the next year. Right? So just like the head of a person contains all the vital senses and mechanisms for his life, everything that is contained with the rest of the body simply functions, right? The heart has its functions, the liver has its functions, but the eyes, aside from seeing, and the mouth, aside from talking, they're simply not just functioning, but they contain potentials of much more. Right, the brain, it's simply not just a mechanism to gather data and react, but it has the thought process. We can plan and we can do things, have imaginations and things like this. So the head of a person contains all the potentials for what he's capable of doing. Right. So likewise, the 2 days of Rosh Hashanah are the days of the year which contain all the potentials for the coming year. So that's what Rosh Hashiva used to say, Pshat, and why it's called Rosh Hashanah rather than simply New Year's.
You can see that with the eyes, because if you think about it, the way the eye works is that there's a flat plate in the back of the eye that has the cells on it that receive the light. And it's a two-dimensional object. The light is hitting on a two-dimensional object. And so you have two eyes, so you're getting two sets of signals, but each set of signals is only two-dimensional. And yet it's a three-dimensional world. So without the brain to be making the calculations or whatever you want to call it, to put it together and to form it into 3 dimensions, you wouldn't be able to see the world. It would be like it'd be like looking at it at a flat world.
Very interesting. Yeah, one of the many miracles that we're privileged to have, moment by moment. Yeah, very true. Have to think about these things. It's important to appreciate what we have. Yeah. I guess I know that people, if even temporarily, if people have to have one eye covered, so they don't have that depth perception.
Right. But nevertheless, the brain's amazing. You still see 3 dimensions.
Yeah, right.
Cover your eye. You still see 3 dimensions. So your brain somehow is doing it. It's reconstructing it.
Right.
If you think about it, if you look at you watch a movie.
Right.
I'm not talking about a 3D movie. I'm talking about a regular movie.
Right.
It's on a flat screen, and yet it looks like normal. Somehow your brain is just doing an amazing job.
Yeah. It is amazing. Yeah, very true.
Well, it's the same with Zoom. We're seeing it's flat, but we're seeing 3 dimensions.
Absolutely.
Yeah, very good.
Okay, so
yeah, good. Let's continue on.
Just to finish this little segment, it says also, V'zecher le'elo shel Yitzchak.
Where are you?
We're in Taf Kuf Pei Gimel, the Mishna Bet, or Siman Bet, I guess, whatever.
Mishna Bet. Okay.
So we said that we eat the the head of the lamb,
Right,
and which the saying is that it will be the head of the year, I guess, not the end, the tail of it.
right.
So we're talking about beginning and end,
Got it.
symbolizing Rosh and Zanav. The second point was V'zecher le'elo shel Yitzchak, and it's a remembrance of I guess the ram of Yitzchak,
Right.
the
Exactly.
ram or
Right.
goat, whatever the sacrifice was supposed to be. Okay.
Right.
Oh, it's saying the head, when we see the head of the lamb, it's a zecher of the ram of Yitzchak.
Right. That's why it's preferable to choose the head of a ram rather than another like a goat or a cow, right?
Right. Or a fish.
Fish. So we'll see. The Mr. Bull mentioned if you don't have the head of a ram, you can get a head of a fish as well. But by having just like the shofar should literally be made from a horn from a shofar from an aisle from a ram. That also brings to mind the Kedis Yitzchak. We want to, besides from being one of the very crucial merits that we have and use to our benefit, hopefully on the Yom Adin of Rosh Hashanah, we also by remembering the sacrifice of Yitzchak and Avraham Avinu in the time of the Kedah. So we bring those things to mind, and that should give us inspiration to try and come a little closer and try and be more inspired to sacrifice something or other, at least in a small way, if not in the big way, to Kadosh Baruch Hu. So therefore, these remembrances, like for example, many mitzvahs are zeichel etzias Mitzrayim, right? We mentioned, by tefillin, by tzitzis, by mezuzah, right? Matzah, Shabbos is a zeichel etzias Mitzrayim. So we mentioned many times that the mitzvahs are a zeicher, a remembrance, a recollection of the fact that Hashem took us out of Mitzrayim. So that brings to mind the things that Hashem did for us and the miracles and tremendous kindness and mercy He had upon us by taking us out of Mitzrayim, taking us from a state of slavery to a state of freedom. And that's supposed to elicit from us a reaction of Karasatol and gratitude, right? So likewise, when we think about the Kedis Yitzchak, that's supposed to elicit from us a reaction and a commitment for a greater self-sacrifice to serve Kadosh Baruch.
I noticed that it says keves,
Right.
Which is lamb,
Right.
have the head of a lamb, and then it says it reminds us of an aisle, a ram. So are those two different animals?
In general, a lamb is a young could be a young female sheep, and a ram is usually an older male sheep. Right, but there could be more technical differences between the two, but it's where I understand that they're both basically coming from the category of sheep. So the lamb is the young, and could be a male as well, but I think it's more inclined to say that it's coming from a young female sheep rather than the older male ram that the shofar comes from.
What I usually get, what I got this year, is I believe it's a young male animal.
Right.
Which we refer to it as a lamb.
Right.
So it sounds like it's right along with this. Okay, thank you.
Very good. Very good. You're going to be able to, your show going to be able to kasher the head for you as well? Yeah.
The what?
He kashers the head for you as well as with all other meat. He kashers
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same exact process. You just soak it, and then you just lay it out and put salt on it, just like the meat.
Okay. Yeah.
I even did it myself once.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't available. He had to go somewhere, so he loaned me his racks and his buckets and reviewed it with me, and I did it myself.
Very good. What did they you punctured the brain, or how did you drain where the brain is? You had any special process for that?
No, but we cut the head in half.
Okay. You cut it in half.
So the brain is there.
Right.
And, I don't eat the brain.
Right. Okay.
So, but you just throw salt all over it.
Sure.
And you turn it over and throw salt all over the other side, and that's it.
Right. So I guess you take from the cheek or something like that. There you get the meat from the cheek.
Right, or from the neck, from the bottom of the head. It's a meat. It's kind of meaty. Most of it is not very meaty at all.
Yeah, most of them probably bony.
But the tongue is good.
Yeah. Well, that's you probably Very good, perfect. Okay.
With mustard.
Yeah. Sure. Good, very good. Okay, let's see further in the. We finished the machaber. We should finish machaber. That's the Ramah. The Ramah continues on a bit more.
Okay, so the Ramah, let's see what he says. Yesh mikdakim shelo le'echol egozim. Okay, so we should be specifically careful not to eat nuts. She'ogez, egos, gematria chet. Oh, so the gematria of egos is that of chet. The od shehein marbim kicha v'nia u'mivatlin hatefillah. So what's that? And still, there are more marbim.
That there are those who are medactic that they don't eat bagozi nuts, walnuts specifically, but in general nuts. The gematria chet, because they have the gematria of chet, but if you actually look at it, it doesn't really have the same gematria. That's the whole question. And furthermore, it's marbin kecha, that's phlegm, and mucus, and feelers. So if people would eat a lot of nuts, they would have a lot of phlegm and mucus, and it would disturb their davening.
Oh, that's interesting.
The gematria of chet is 18, correct?
Right.
Well, that's a very good number.
Yes.
That's high.
Right. And egos is really only 17. So that's all question. That I don't. There are various answers for that question, but I don't have them clear to help you out with that. It's something you could go into at one point if you're really interested.
That's okay. I'm not. Gematria never did much fun, so it's fine.
Well, they're right next to each other anyway. the numbers.
Right. True enough.
Yeah.
True enough. So right there, this is Tashlich. They would go. The minhag was to go to a river. If you happen to be fortunate to live by a river, they would go to the riverbank on the afternoon of Rosh Hashanah.
Oh yeah. Okay. So v'hochim el hanahar lomar pasuk v'tashlich b'mitzulot yam kol chatotenu. So what we send, let's see, v'tashlich b'mitzulot successfully to the sea.
It was like the depths of the yam, to be thrown to the depths of the sea,
Oh, the
all our
depths of
sins.
the sea. All of our sins.
Right. And 1 second, let me see. Just want to check here. And right. Yeah, actually, we say that word in the, if you have your siddur there in the Az Yashir, we say in the morning, Az Yashir Moshe B'nai Yisrael. We say that 4 or 5 lines into it.
Az Yashir. Let's see real quick. Az Yashir. This is
It's sort of at the beginning, first quarter of the of this portion.
Okay, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking for what, the sentence after Az Yashir?
About 3-4 sentences past that. If you start from the beginning, you'll come to it about 5 sentences. It starts Tohomos Yechasiumu Yardu Mimtsolos Kamo Ovid.
Got it.
Oh, yeah, I see it. Oh, you like that? Okay.
There we go.
Deep waters covered them. They descended into the depths like a stone.
Right.
Is that the
Exactly.
word for depths?
Depths, right? Depths, right? Mimtsolos is depths.
Bimtsolos. Bimtsolos.
Oh, okay.
Bimtsolos. So there's a vav in the word in the siddur, but
Yes.
not in the Mishnah Berura.
What do you? I'm not sure. What do you mean?
The word in the Mishnah Berura, it's bimitzulos,
Mimtsulos, right?
and in the siddur, it's bimitzolos.
Right. It's a spelled a little different. I mean, spelling is a bit differently. Why it's a different spelling, I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah. Good catch.
There's two tzadis in the remote here.
Okay.
That's also based on the pasuk, if I'm not mistaken. Right? Tashlik ben Shlois Yam Kocha Tesenu. I think that's a pasuk.
Oh.
Right.
Can check. Let's see. Yeah, it's a pasuk. Actually, yeah, it's a pasuk in Micah Zion Yud Tes. If you have your Tanakhs around, Micah Zion. Micah's one of the small ones. Micah Zion Yud Tet.
Oh, yeah. So let's see. Ashlich.
Interesting. To tell you the truth, in my Tanakh, it's only spelled with one tzaddik.
Oh.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, that's why it's spelled here. I wonder why it's spelled with 2 tzaddiks over there. Let's see.
To load.
Interesting. As a matter of fact, I don't even find if it's spelled with 2 tzaddiks. I don't. No, it's with the Lamed. No, no, one second. No, it's a mistake. No, it's a Tzadi Vav Lamed. Tzadi Vav Lamed, yeah. Tzadi Vav Lamed. Tzadi Vav
Yeah,
Lamed.
and the Mishna Berura has the lamed after the lam. I mean the vav after the lamed. My text in the Siddur has the vav after the tzadi.
Mm-hmm.
So it's different ways of spelling it, I guess. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't have an answer for that. Okay, there's something to pay attention to. Let's see the Mishnah Berura. Okay, finish the Mechaber, right?
Okay, so let's see. Oh, Bigamno Hagim Shaloli Shane B'Yom Rosh Hashanah. So, and it's a custom not to sleep on the day of Rosh Hashanah. Uminhag Nachon Hu, and this is the correct minhag. Okay. Okay, so the Mishnah Berura.
Right.
It's Vavan Rosh Keves. So that's the head of the lamb. Vitovio Ter Shel Ayil. Oh, this is better than a what's an ayil again? A ram?
Yeah. Interesting.
Oh. So the lamb, the head of the lamb, he's saying is better.
Tovio Shel Ayil, right. Better
Than
than
the
lamb,
ram.
better than Ayil. Oh.
Doesn't say why, but that's what he's saying.
Right. Why that is, I don't know.
Maybe because the meat of that animal is better.
No, maybe.
Possibly.
I think if it's older, they call it mutton.
Right.
Oh, really?
To indicate that the taste is more gamey.
Right. True.
Okay, so Lomar Nihiyeh LaRoche. The one says it will be for the head, the beginning, I guess. Yalkain im ein lo rosh keves yochal rosh acher shel behema shel oaf. Oh, and therefore, if one can't eat the head of a lamb, eat the head of another animal,
Right.
or the head of a chicken or poultry, I guess.
Right.
Probably chicken.
Interesting. It doesn't mention fish.
You're true, correct.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, in the community I lived in America, just about everybody used fish.
Right. That's the other posting bring down fish. That yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So Hanahar v'chule. Hanahar, let's see, what did it say up there? Oh, Lamar Posik. Oh, that's about Tashlich. Okay. V'lomar Tashuv Terachamenu v'gomer. That you should return Terachmenu. Is that like your mercies or your
Tashu Tarachefamenu, right. Like you should turn your mercies, right. You should turn the mercies on, right.
Okay. We don't have a source for that, but okay. Mishum the Ita Bamidrash. Oh, because it's in a midrash, and then it goes on. Shavar Avraham Avinu ad Savaro b'mayim shehalach lahakrivo agabe hamizbeach. Okay, Shavar, that Avraham, our forefather, passed up to his neck in water, Shehalak, when he went to sacrifice it on the Mizbeach. And that's interesting. Is that a reference to the Akedah when he went to get
Yes.
the ram, I guess?
Yeah, that's when they were on the way to Har Maria. So they had to cross. I think they had to cross several rivers, as a matter of fact. And so the Eight Sahara made as they were crossing the river, the Eight Sahara made the river swell, and it came up to was about to inundate them.
Oh, okay. So Shalak Lekrivel Hamizbeach. Oh, okay. The Amar Hoshia ki va'umayim ad nefesh. And he said, Hoshia is save, I guess.
Right.
Because the water is sort of up to our soul.
Right. I mean, yeah, they were about to be overcome by the waters.
Oh, okay. Very interesting. Okay. V'anu osin ze zecher la'akedah. And this we do this for the remembrance of the Akedah. Oh, that's what Lou said before, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, we're in the middle of this. I guess we'll have to stop.
Oh, it's 10:30. Oh,
Gone a few minutes later. Okay, so we'll continue this Yom Rishon Hashem.
Okay, very good. I get when you get into it, you lose all track of time.
And that's true, Baruch Hashem.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Wonderful day, and hope to see you tomorrow if you like, about 9:30.
Okay, very good.
Hashem.
Okay.
Good reading, Meir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.
Okay, have a good day now.